We're headed out to the Outer Cape. Come along as we head to the tip of Cape Cod. Hello everyone, it's Jenny from WeNeedaVacation.com. Welcome to EsCape TV, where each episode we get you back to the Cape and Islands. Cape Cod is known for its beautiful beaches, great shopping, and amazing seafood. But nowhere is it more prevalent than right here in the Outer Cape. The Outer Cape is one of my favorite areas of Cape Cod. With miles of National Seashore beach, eclectic towns packed full of art galleries and amazing restaurants, it is unlike any area in the United States. At the outermost tip is the colorful town of Provincetown. Once a fishing village and still home to a dwindling population of fishermen, the town experienced a heyday as an artist colony in the late 1800s. Since then, P-Town has evolved into a striking community full of people from all walks of life. A walk down Commercial Street is sure to pique your senses with enticing aromas from restaurants, tasty treats from bakeries and candy and ice cream stores, and colorful locals offering a visual feast for the eyes. Yes, every color of the rainbow is represented and welcomed here. While in town, be sure to climb the 116 steps of the Pilgrim Monument to catch glimpses across Cape Cod Bay and vast expanses of the Atlantic Ocean. Adjacent to Provincetown is the quiet town of Truro. Over half of the land area in town is part of the Cape Cod National Seashore's miles of beaches and dunes. One spot I recently discovered is Bearberry Hill, located in the Pamont River Valley area. It's a short hike to the top where you can see rolling hills, a kettle pond, and the ocean. The views are truly amazing. Head down from Truro into the quaint town of Wellfleet and tour the downtown area full of trendy shops and galleries. Then stop by Wellfleet Harbor to grab a bite to eat at one of the restaurants in the area. While you're in Wellfleet, be sure to visit the Wellfleet Bay Wildlife Sanctuary. It's a great way to explore and learn about the Cape Cod habitat with the family and with kids of all ages. Start out in the recently renovated Green Nature Center, which has a number of exhibits and aquariums. Then venture out to the 5 miles of trails through woodlands and salt marsh. If you time it with low tide, you can take a winding boardwalk across the salt marsh to a sandy barrier beach. And don't miss the amazing beaches in Eastham. Whether you visit the oceanside, which boasts award-winning beaches and iconic structures like Nauset Light, which is famous for being featured on bags of Cape Cod potato chips, or you visit the calm, family-friendly bayside beaches, you just can't go wrong. And if you're looking for a good hike, go to Fort Hill. Walk through wooded areas and by marshes with views of the ocean. Toward the end, you'll find the old Native American sharpening stone. This is one of my favorite hikes on the Cape. So if you're fond of sand dunes and salty air, quaint little villages here and there, then the Outer Cape is definitely for you. We'd probably need a full hour to talk about all the great spots on the Outer Cape. Those were just some of our favorites. And speaking of favorites, here are some of our favorite beaches with Tyler.
They say salt water can heal just about anything, and that couldn't be any more true than on the beaches of the Outer Cape. The further out you go, the more magical it can almost feel. I've often found myself standing in awe from the parking lot overlooking the beach from Nauset Light. I know the walk along the path will only build my anticipation, but like many others, I just have to stand and take it in. I also can't help myself but snap a picture of the Coast Guard station while out in Eastham. In fact, according to the Instagram account Capeology, Coast Guard Beach is one of the most photographed beaches on the Outer Cape. The other, of course, is Cahoon Hollow. Dramatic landscape accentuated with massive dunes on one side and the Atlantic Ocean on the other make this one of the most breathtaking sights in the area. It doesn't hurt too bad when you can take it in with a beer in your hand from the deck of the beachcomber either. If you never want to leave the beach, the best thing to do is to find a home that sits right on it. Property 4849 does exactly that. With walls of glass throughout the house, you're guaranteed to see the bay from every single room. While you can easily make a case for any single one of the different sandy beaches, my personal favorite time to visit is just before the sun goes down. The crowds disappear, the breeze is in the air, and everything is just peaceful. Wherever you are, it just makes for the perfect end to a spectacular day.
After visiting all those great spots, I've worked up quite an appetite. Let's go eat.
Cape Cod and the islands are known for local treats like clam chowder, fresh seafood, lobster rolls, and even candy. Here are a few of my favorite tastes of Cape Cod. A highlight last summer was spending the day at Cahoon Hollow Beach in Wellfleet, and then ending the afternoon with an early dinner at the Beachcomber. As soon as we spotted the raw bar, we knew what our dinner choice would be. Fresh oysters, which taste even sweeter when you watch them being shucked. Match a dozen oysters with a locally brewed Hog Island IPA, add in the ocean view, and the day ends perfectly. Oysterfest is in October and takes over Wellfleet with entertainment, art, music, and tons of oysters. Each time we go, we have a great time, and the weather often shines cool and bright to match the mood. When guests visit, we almost always take them to Mac's on the pier in Wellfleet. The food is delicious and the setting spectacular. My favorite menu items are the lobster roll, the fried clams, and the fish tacos. Watch the boats in and out of the harbor while you dine casually on picnic tables. Stroll down to Mayo Beach after you eat, or walk along the pier. Stop in at the Frying Pan Gallery to admire interesting local art. My favorite is the metal art, and you'll spy these signature fish throughout restaurants on the Cape. Finally, for dessert, you can choose between homemade ice cream or candy. Saltwater taffy is a famous Cape favorite. Provincetown has numerous candy shops, and you can watch the taffy being made. For homemade ice cream, there are options in every town. A hidden gem in Eastham is Nauset Ice Cream on Route 6, where you'll enjoy large portions of homemade deliciousness. Oh, the tastes of the Cape. One more reason to declare this as your happy place.
As always, we like to end with a quote from you. Here's what someone had to say about what they love about the Outer Cape.
Mary Beth says, "My favorite way to spend the day on the Outer Cape is to start with a very early morning beach walk. Then it's on to Great Island Bakery to grab breakfast to eat back on my oceanfront deck. Next, a little shopping before heading to the beach for the day. Then back to relaxing on the deck staring at the ocean. Perfect. Just perfect."
Well, that's all for this episode. We'll see you next time when we talk about hidden gems.